Alright, welcome to Torch, and we're gonna flex the creative muscles and make an example of diverging and converging with something we care about. This is the sink, and it gets blocked with organic matter, and we have to use these cleaning products. So is there something else we could do, that is more original, different, well, we use the video function, we take a snapshot. We're gonna double click, edit an element, put the main ingredient of our cleaning product in the kitchen, sodium hypochlorite, and click menu, W, and do a creative wiki search. Okay, so that we learn, so that we get convergent ingredients, information directly related to the problem. Let's learn about this main ingredient of our cleaning product, sodium hypochlorite. Okay, and what we find is that some of the compounds of this product can cause cancer, can be carcinogens, okay? All right, so that's why we want to find an alternative. So let's edit another element, put something related to the problem, like food decomposing, and do a creative wiki search about that. That is going to give us a lot of ramification conceptually from that concept, okay? Creative wiki search, okay, there we go. And let's explore all these alternatives, like ramifications, branches of that concept. Decomposers, that's interesting, so we click on that link and we read and learn about decomposers. That are organisms that break down organic matter. And which ones are the most powerful ones? Fungi. Okay, fungi are the most powerful and the primary ones. So what if we could take advantage of fungi and fungus in some way to do something different, right? Well, let's explore that. So we click back to go back to the Torch for Ideas app. And well, first we're gonna annotate this so that we don't forget it. Double click to edit any element and fungi. We're gonna take note of it. We are also gonna take note of decomposer, another concept that we want to preserve. Double click on an element to edit it, and decomposers is preserved. And now we're gonna do visual search, visual divergence, okay? First of all, randomly, we're gonna launch visual torches around, and some of them are already gonna suggest, in combination with the other ingredients, some ideas or connections. I'm already getting some of them, okay? That's very interesting. And now we're also gonna do a specific visual search. This time, we're gonna put a specific concept, pipe, for example, and we're gonna get a creative visual search. We're gonna get images that are not exactly the pipe necessarily, but related images that are related to pipe. Okay, and we relaxed, remember relaxed always, okay? You contemplate these stimuli, and when you see something interesting that suggests a connection or just is interesting for you to work with, you select it. So we're contemplating. Now look at the bottom left. I like that one. That one, in combination with the other ingredients, with the fungi, suggests what if we create an interior layer inside the pipe using somehow these organisms. But you know what? I don't know enough about fungi. So I'm gonna do a creative wiki search, okay, on the fungus. To learn more, I need enough convergent information about them. Okay, so I'm gonna learn more about fungus. And it's interesting, what I'm gonna find in this article, what I'm finding, is that sometimes we eat fungus, okay, they are used in food, but sometimes they can be dangerous as well. So there are very useful ones, we even eat them, but they can be dangerous as well. So I will have to research on specific types of fungus that are safe, okay? So very important, again, that you get all the convergent information that you need. So safe fungus, okay, we'll write it. Very good. Now we get rid of the video and we make our own drawing representation so that we use the infinite power of the line and we have more flexibility visually, okay? That is the sink, that is the pipe. And we want to create these interior layers using this safe fungus, okay? Now, but what happens? There is an issue here, okay? The issue is that, okay, and that image on the right suggests let's dress the pipe, and you see that electric circuit. That was a torch that immediately suggested the connection that what if we could use electricity to somehow control this population of fungi, okay? Because I then researched an article related to that. Now let's do another visual search related to decomposer, because we want to find something else, because we are worried that we may not be able to control this layer of fungus. Look at that image. I just threw that torch, visual torch, and I get an idea with that if we, instead of using a continuous layer of fungus, we use an isolated dots of fungus that are also surrounded by something that isolates them, okay, then we can control that we don't basically lose management over them, okay? Now, the food is going through the middle of the pipe, and now I'm realizing about another issue. It is very important that if we leave the fungus facing the center of the pipe, again, we're gonna have problems of spreading. So, what I'm realizing, so I'm gonna diverge again, this time with phrases, with linguistics, with phrases. Look at that phrase. He turned the paper over so the writing wouldn't show. That immediately suggests a connection, that torch, that I'm gonna basically push, the fungus in two layers that are pushed to the side so that they face the wall. And now I will have to create a mechanical something in the pipe that pushes the food towards the sides of the pipe so that they go into contact with the fungus there, and the fungus is isolated and doesn't spread. Okay. Now, what happens is that as you continue working, now you are going to do more and more versions. It's very important to go into detail, and as we go into detail, okay, and we start to draw all the little details, we realize that we will have a problem if we constrain too much the path of the pipe. So our mechanical system that we create should be a system that is continuously moving the organic matter, pushing it in and out, okay, so that it goes into contact with our layer of fungus, okay, but then is rotated back into the main area. Okay, and these are details, and the type of forces that we're going to use, etc., etc. Is very important to go more and more into detail, so that when you go into the prototyping stage, you have something that has, enough details so that you can do a prototype. Not too many of them. You don't want to converge completely. But remember, first stage, the seed. You establish a challenge, the seed. Then you nurture the seed. Okay, you learn enough information and convergent ingredients related to your challenge. Then you do all the divergence and all the ideation, and again you work it out with at least enough details eventually, so that you can create a prototype, you can experiment, you can try, you can create prototypes, and finally after the prototypes you end up, you converge onto a model. A model, it could be a business model, like a business model canvas, or it could be simply a detailed model of the future implementation of that idea in detail, okay? So again, it's all about the balance between the convergent and the divergent through the different stages and the Torch for Ideas platform. Good job, now let's keep on creating.